Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to SmackDown! We're on the fallout from King of the Ring Premium Live Event, building up towards Survivor Series Premium Live Event. Welcome to the show, folks, and welcome to WWE 2K24 Universe Mode, episode 199. Tonight we come live to you here from SmackDown in Hampton, Virginia. Welcome to the show, folks. I'm Callum, otherwise known as the Kale Gang. Welcome to Kale Productions, and welcome to SmackDown. As just heard there from a ring announcer, Mike Rome, we're starting off with a rematch from King of the Ring Premium Live Event with the Intercontinental Championship hanging in the balance. And here comes the former champion looking to win back his championship here this evening. He had a 167-day reign as the Intercontinental Champion, winning it back at SummerSlam, losing it this past weekend, or last weekend rather, at King of the Ring Premium Live Event in Miami, Florida. And it's the Bruiserweight, Pete Dunne, looking to win back his Intercontinental Championship here this evening. Dunne and Gable have an incredible technical masterpiece back at King of the Ring, and I'm expecting more of the same here tonight as they once again do battle over the Intercontinental Championship. It was Chad Gable able to get the better of the Bruiserweight at King of the Ring, becoming the new Intercontinental Champion, ending Dunne's reign as the champ. And it looks weird seeing him without the championship around his waist and his hand on his shoulder or even in his mouth. But the Bruiserweight looks to win it back here tonight, become a two-time Intercontinental Champion. Because remember, the Intercontinental Champion will be going on to Houston, Texas in a few short weeks' time at Survivor Series to take on the United States Champion of Monday Night Raw in the Survivor Series Raw versus SmackDown Battle of Brand Supremacy to see who truly is the best mid-card champion in the WWE. Let's see if the Bruiserweight wins it back. Next Monday on Raw, the United States Champion LA Knight will be defending his championship against Rob Van Dam, so we could see two new champions crowned. It could be Dunne versus Knight, it could be Dunne versus Rob Van Dam, could be Gable versus Knight, or could be Gable versus Rob Van Dam. But there you see the brand new Intercontinental Champion and the man who was voted by you guys, the fans, as the breakout star of the half series, Chad Gable. Of course, following SummerSlam, you guys voted that. Gable at one point was at 0-10 in this series, then came back with some incredible victories over the likes of Kurt Angle and John Cena. And since then, able to defeat the Bruiserweight Pete Dunne, getting another victory over Angle, making him tap out as well at Armageddon Premium Live Event. And now look at him, he is the Intercontinental Champion of SmackDown. That's going to be a good one to open up this show here tonight. Let's waste no further time and get rid of the action, man. Here we go, folks. Let's get to work. Because that right there is what they're fighting for, the beautiful, prestigious, and coveted Intercontinental Championship of SmackDown. A King of the Ring rematch set to get us underway here tonight on the Blue Brand. Let's head to the ring now with Mike Rome for the official ring introduction. Thank you, Mike Rome. Here we go, Intercontinental Championship on the line. A rematch from King of the Ring. These two had a great showing at King of the Ring. It was a great matchup, great effort from both men. Let's see how they do in the rematch. Gable hands over his Intercontinental Championship to SmackDown official Charles Robinson in his first defense of the gold. Charlie Boy holds it up. Here we go, man. It's going to be a fun matchup, just like King of the Ring last weekend. Gable and Dunne fighting out for the Intercontinental Championship of SmackDown. You can imagine the US Champion LA Knight and his opponent coming up this coming week on Raw, Rob Van Dam. Got to be watching on to see who they will face in Survivor Series if they are to win the United States Championship matchup next week on Raw. But here we go, Gable and Dunne underway. Here live to kick us off on SmackDown later on tonight as well. We're going to see a women's qualifier for the 4-on-4 women's matchup at Survivor Series between Raw and SmackDown, as well as the men qualifying matchup in our main event tonight as well. As well as tag team action. You don't want to go anywhere here on SmackDown is Gable. Able to take down the Bruiserweight off the early going there. Saying a thank you, but there was a big backstabber by the former Intercontinental Champion Pete Dunne. As a man that we always see each time in and out the ring. The Bruiserweight, he was basically an afterthought. He was going into SummerSlam as a part of the six-man gauntlet to crown a new Intercontinental Champion, following former champ Drew McIntyre relinquishing the gold to get a shot at the Universal title in the main event. Dunne didn't really do much. He was in the tag team division, he was messing around in singles capacity and losing efforts for the most part, but ever since qualifying for SummerSlam and then going on to win the gauntlet, become the new Intercontinental Champion at the biggest part of the summer, Pete Dunne has been on a career renaissance and has been a focal point of the SmackDown brand ever since. Now he's lost the title, looking to regain it tonight, but he's not going to do it with a fight. He is going to bring the pain to Gable, and here we go, big time hockey fight as they were back and forth here in the opening stages of this contest with the Intercontinental title on the line. Gable now got the best of Angle, picking him up. Look at the strength here. Chad Gable sends Dunne down. I know I said Angle, but I'm used to seeing Gable and Angle mix it up. But that's the second time Gable and Dunne have mixed it up for the title here, and Gable almost retaining just there. Sending him down face first. Pete Dunne though able to kick out. Very close call, however. Is now Chad Gable in control. Pete Dunne rolling to the outside of the ring. The Intercontinental Champion now looking to fly to the outside and take out his challenger here this evening in the rematch for the gold. Pete Dunne losing the title at King of the Ring to Chad Gable. We're going to win it back tonight because a big time matchup is going to be going down at Survivor Series between the Intercontinental Champion and the United States Champion, as well as the World Champ, the WWE Champ, the Women's Champ, the World Women's Champ, Tag Champs and the Tag Champs. Big Battle Royal as well. And then two big 4-on-4 multi-man and woman elimination matches, as well as the X-Plex from Pete Dunne won back the gold kick out at 2 by Chad Gable, however. We're on the build to Survivor Series, one of the biggest shows of the year. It's going to be an awesome one to say the least, folks, as Pete Dunne drives down a big knee right across the chest of the Intercontinental Champion. Will it be enough to win back the gold kick out by Chad Gable? Pete Dunne looking good. They're stomping away on Chad Gable now is the Bruiserweight Pete Dunne. Stomp after stomp now. Finding its mark, and now Dunne looking to lock in a submission hold here. Got it locked in here. Dunne got Gable where he wants some triangle submission. Will Dunne win back the Intercontinental Championship via submission here? Don't forget, Pete Dunne was the man that tapped out to Chad Gable back at King of the Ring to give Gable the IC title. Dirty Rick Bind ankle lock. But now it's Chad Gable able to fight out. Use his strength and power out. Pete Dunne there, and now Gable. Shoulders down here, rolls through on the Bruiserweight to get the win here, retain the Intercontinental title, scoring 2 on Dunne, kick out by the Bruiserweight. The former Intercontinental champ staying alive, big forearm, swatted away by Dunne. Dunne big kick, and we've seen this before in multiple matches for the Bruiserweight. Could it do it here? Better range. The move that won him the IC title, will it win him it again for the second time? Scoring 2 on a kick out. Off of the incredible penny predicament by Dunne. Gable stays alive, and now Gable, shoulders down here. Victory roll here to get the victory. Scoring 2 and another kick out this time by the Bruiserweight Pete Dunne. And now Dunne runs in, big clothesline, firing up on all cylinders now as the Bruiserweight trying to have a second gear in this contest. Ducks the line from Gable, and a big flying one off the ropes now. Pete Dunne in fire here. Picking up Chad Gable. Looking to run back the gold here, and a set out power one by the Bruiserweight. Here's the cover by the former champ. They win the gold back, and another kick out by Chad Gable. Gable stays alive again. Pete Dunne not too happy with that one whatsoever. But now the Bruiserweight going to do what he does best. Fly off the hinges. Here goes Dunne. Tope Suicida to the outside, taking out Gable. Right on the floor now. Now it's the Bruiserweight who's back in this fight. He has been looking good the last couple of minutes of this matchup. Heading up to the top rope, Gable down and out. Pete Dunne could be on the cusp of winning back the Intercontinental title, moving out the way. The elbow roll with Gable. And nobody home there. Now it's Chad Gable who's in control. Big heavy shot with the right hand there. Nice forearm. Gable now going to send Dunne into the corner. We're going to set him up here. This could be the end here for the Bruiserweight. Oh, corner roll. German suplex. Chaos theory by Gable. Bridging pin to retain the IC title. Scoring 2 and a kick out by Pete Dunne. Dunne surviving. Gable can't believe his eyes. Been out right back into the corner. Goes the Bruiserweight Pete Dunne. Chad Gable right there. Going to meet him there. And we saw a move similar to this Back at King of the Ring. It was an Avalanche German at King of the Ring. This time it's an Avalanche back suplex off the top. Gable now shoots the half. Hooks the leg, shoulders down. Can he get the win here to retain his Intercontinental title? Another kick out by the Bruiserweights, the crowd, showing their appreciation for this matchup here tonight live in Hampton, Virginia. This crowd loving every second of a great matchup tonight. On SmackDown for the Intercontinental title, much like King of the Ring. Gable now top rope. Moonsault! That could do it. Here's the cover again. Gable to retain. Leg is hooked, shoulders down, scoring two, and another near fall. This time it's done, staying alive. The big fight feel here for the Intercontinental title is Gable. It's all business, now it's all serious. Down goes the straps, and now Gable to lock in the ankle lock. Ankle lock cinched in center of the ring. That's the move that won him the title, but he's not going to reclaim this time like King of the Ring. Gable's going to lock 10 though. Ankle lock, well done, submitting Pete down, pretty easily going to escape there, get out of it, big forearm, and this could be the moment for Dunn to win back the gold, better end, drops Gable face first, here's the cover, Dunn become a two-time Intercontinental Champion, scoring two on Gable who kicks out. Chad Gable staying alive. Pete Dunn cannot believe his eyes, ladies and gentlemen. But Dunn going to stay on the offensive now. The former Intercontinental Champion flies to the floor again and taking him out with another tope suicida. Dunn doing his thing, looking good here. Going to send Gable back in. Now here comes the Bruiserweight heading up to the top rope. Pete Dunn looking to put Gable away and become a two-time Intercontinental Champion. Double foot stomp rolls through. In for the cover. Dunn will win back the gold and go to Survivor Series to be the champion. Defending the blue brand, and a kick out by Gable. Pete Dunn, all he wants to do is be on Survivor Series. There was a time where he couldn't even get a spot on a PLE. Now he's been on PLEs back to back as the Intercontinental Champion. He doesn't want that to slow down anytime soon. Ducks the line. Gable thrust kick. And now here comes Chad Gable firing up now. Gable heading up. Tippy top rope. Oh God, it's so overdone. Nice elbow drop right to the chest. And now back to the top. Just for a good measure for his Gable here. Second time of the match, moonsault on Dunn. Here's the cover. Leg is hooked, shoulders down for the victory. Scoring two. And another kick out by the former Intercontinental Champion. The Bruiserweight Pete Dunn. I'm so used to calling him the Intercontinental Champion. He very well could be the Intercontinental Champion again. Chad Gable, big right hand, gonna turn him round, and out center of the ring, back into the ankle lock, the same move that won him the Intercontinental title, this time right finds it, this time sitting down, the pressure's on the ankle, the Bruiserweight, will he tap out, just like King of the Ring last weekend, Pete Dunn, in dangerous trouble here, Chad Gable to retain the Intercontinental title here, and go on to Survivor Series to represent his brand of SmackDown. Dunn's in trouble, Gable's got it in, Charles Robinson right there, and Pete Dunn able to fight out of it this time. Pete Dunn able to kick away at the legs of Chad Gable, and this contest continues for the Intercontinental title here tonight on SmackDown. Gable right there, what a big knee right on the top of the head. Dunn to his feet, however, and look at Pete Dunn, shoulders down here, inside cradle, small package on Gable, shoulders down, scoring two, kick out by Chad. Unbelievable. And now Gable again. Victory roll on Dunn, scores two, kick out. Unreal scenes, man. But now it's Chad Gable going to send him in the corner for the second time of the match, looking for Chaos Theory. Can he get it? Yes, he can. There's the Intercontinental German. Gable to return the Intercontinental title in the opening contest. Scoring two, and he got him. Chad Gable is still the Intercontinental Champion. And he will go on to Survivor Series to take on either LA Knight or Rob Van Dam, whoever walks out of Raw next week, with the United States Championship to represent his brand as a part of Monday Night Raw, and Gable to represent his brand as a part of SmackDown. Congratulations going out to Gable. One successful defense of the Intercontinental title in the books as Pete Dunn losing out in his rematch clause. What's going to be next for the Bruiserweight? I'm excited to find out. Hopefully it's not back to slumber, because Dunn proved himself as one of the top guys on SmackDown. Gable now has the right to call himself the same once again. But coming up later on tonight is the return of the OTC. Roman Reigns, not been seen since SummerSlam, returns to SmackDown tonight and takes on John Cena any Survivor Series Team SmackDown qualifying match in our main event later tonight. But speaking of Survivor Series Team SmackDown qualifying matches, it's time to get another one going right now. It's time for the woman. It's Dakota Kai takes on the irresistible force Nia Jax. It's next here live on SmackDown. Here we go then, ladies and gentlemen. We're back live in Hampton, Virginia, getting ready for a big time contest to see who will be the first of many to qualify for the 4-on-4 Raw vs SmackDown Survivor Series elimination match for Team SmackDown. Out first, representing Team Kick, none other than Dakota Kai.
Is scheduled for one fall, making her way to the ring from Auckland, New Zealand, Dakota Kai.
There she is then, Dakota Kai. Got a lot to prove. She's been a part of SmackDown ever since after SummerSlam, following the Superstar Shakeup. Got drafted over from NXT, and she's able to pick up one victory on her own here on SmackDown, defeating Carmella but losing out to the likes of Charlotte Flair and Jade Cargill. Let's see if she can make 2-2 on SmackDown. Get a big win here against Nia Jax. And big win is certainly the word to put it. Would be an upset if she could put away the irresistible force and go on to Survivor Series to be a part of Team SmackDown. She was originally a part of NXT, but here comes a woman who was originally a part of SmackDown from day one. The irresistible force has arrived. Nia Jax has been pretty much on a losing streak a lot of matches since. She's lost to Liv Morgan recently. She's lost to Charlotte Flair recently. Jade Cargill been able to put her away. Nia Jax not been looking too good here on this series. So let's see if she can get a big win back against Dakota Kai tonight and go on to Survivor Series to represent her brand, where she's been all along since day one here in this series, and that is SmackDown. Jax and Kai going one-on-one. Who will be a part of Team SmackDown for the women's 4-on-4 traditional Survivor Series elimination match? We find out next. Let's get it on. Referee Charles Robinson rings the bell, and here we go. Match up underway. Dakota Kai and Nia Jax one-on-one. Jax going right after Kai off the early going here. Big shots on Dakota. More shots connecting Nia Jax. What's she going to make? Sends her right into the corner, and it's not looking good for Dakota Kai right off the bat. Is Nia Jax going to send her down on the mat with authority? Nia Jax. This is a big time David versus Goliath tussle here between these two women. Dakota missing the mark there. Now Dakota Kai running in. Hurricane Rana connecting on the irresistible force now. And now watch that here. Dakota Kai clotheslining Nia Jax to the outside of the ring. And now Nia's on the floor. Dakota Kai might want to fly here and take her out, but she's going out to the apron, taking up a lot of time, and Nia was waiting on her. And Nia Jax, the veteran here, gonna make Dakota Kai pay for her troubles and send her back into the ring. Now, on a real life note, I know that Dakota Kai was recently fired and released from the WWE. I think that was probably the stupidest decision they could ever possibly make. They've done it before, they regretted it. She was getting great crowd reaction, she was putting on good matches. Did not deserve it. You could have had something for her. She's literally in a team with a women's world champion. You could have done a little tag thing. Like I know Roxanne and Julia are going after Io right now. Could have had Dakota save her. Yeah, come on. Anyway, back to this. But yeah, Dakota should not have been released. Anyway, Dakota middle rope on Nia Jax, and a beautiful missile drop kick taking down the irresistible force. Going for the cover now on Jax. Leg is hooked here and a kick out by the bigger Nia Jax, but that was a great way to take her down. Nicely done by Dakota Kai. But now it's Nia Jax is using her power and absolutely just taking her down with authority off the ropes now. Dakota doesn't want to be there and runs right through her like a freight train. Kai keeps trying to get back to her feet, but Nia Jax keeps stopping her in her tracks and face first to the mat. Down goes Dakota. Trying to make a stop there, but that was Dakota Kai fighting right back. Nice shot to the midsection. And Kai with a drop kick beautifully done on Nia Jax. And if you're enjoying this WWE 2K24 Universe Mode series, then make sure you leave a like for me. Subscribe if you haven't already with that notification bell turned on so you don't miss any more of this fantastic series of Universe Mode. And let me know down below in the comments section, folks, what you think I can improve on in this series. If there is anything, make sure you let me know down below, folks. I'm always open to constructive criticism. It helps me improve It helps me grow this channel. It helps me grow as a person. It helps me grow this community as well, folks. But Nia Jax hitting a big leg drop there to the throat of Dakota Kai, but it was a near fall there. Kai able to get the shoulder up at the count of 2. Big boot moving it the way. And now Dakota with a bulldog on Nia Jax. And now Dakota Kai feeling it, ladies and gentlemen. Looking at Irish whipping Sen. Nia into the corner. We've seen this before. All the way around we go. Dakota Kai gets it with a kick in the corner. May have busted the irresistible force wide open. And then a big boot brushes now off the ropes. Dakota Kai. Now big boot again. Connecting with the temple of Nia Jax. And Dakota Kai went in the winds. Not going for the cover. That might caution Dakota. But a big kick nonetheless. Oh, another big kick. Incredible scenes. And then Nia rolls to the outside. Dakota looking to fly on the outside now. What's she got in mind, Dakota? Top rope here. Back cross body to the floor. This time taking out the irresistible force on the outside of the ring here. And now Dakota going to send Nia Jax back in to the ring. This could be the end right here, Nia. Oh god, it could be the end of Dakota. Oh Jesus, dragon screw leg whip. Nia Jax now picking up Dakota Kai here. Got her with a big time power bomb. Jackknife pin, that could do it. Nia Jax for the win here to go to Survivor Series, and Kai kicks out. Dakota Kai staying in it. Able to get the shoulder up, incredibly done by Kai. As the woman from New Zealand is putting in a fight here against Nia Jax, but in the corner, there's Dakota Kai. Nia's got her here. Big kick away to the back goal by Dakota. And there's Dakota now. Trying to create some separation. Big kick to the gut off the ropes. Chiropractor by Dakota Kai. Here's the cover. Hooking the tree trunk leg of Jax scoring. Two and a kick out by Nia. That was another close call. Both of these women want to go to represent their brand at Survivor Series. Only one of them can. Which one will it be? Dakota Kai or Nia Jax? And now Nia looking at Fireman's Carry takeover. I do want to, out of character, apologise for the absence of me this week. I did take a week off just to recuperate rather. Right, Dakota Kai, shoulders down. Wait a minute, almost put away Nia Jax, but we are back. We are better than ever, and we're on the build to Survivor Series. And one of these women will represent SmackDown as a part of the Blue Brand at Survivor Series, and it could be Nia Jax following the second leg drop of the match. Dropping Dakota Kai, center of the ring for the win. Well, let's do it. Kick out by Dakota Kai. Nia Jax can't do it just yet, but looking to put away Dakota Kai here, second time of the match, looking for the power bomb again. And here's the cover. Nia Jax for the win. Leg is hooked, shoulders down. Dakota stays in it again. And Nia's pissed. Nia Jax is furious that she wasn't able to get the job done. And Dakota Kai drop kicking her. And Dakota Kai got Nia where she wants her. Look at the strength here. Kai got her big detonation kick. Incredible strength from Dakota. Here's the cover. Hooks the tree trunk leg and Nia storming to it. Dakota Kai with a major upset. A major victory for Kai tonight as she has punched her ticket to Survivor Series. She will be representing SmackDown. A part of the Brand Supremacy War going on at Survivor Series in Houston, Texas. Huge victory tonight for Dakota Kai. Defeating Nia Jax. I didn't think it was possible, but anything is possible if you can put your mind to it, and Dakota Kai just proved it. To everybody watching here tonight, Kai is going to Survivor Series. What a huge victory. And what a great performance for Kai tonight. Congratulations, Dakota. We'll see you in Houston, Texas. But coming up next, ladies and gentlemen, tag team action. Following their wars with WWE Champion Drew McIntyre in singles action. The Usos return to the tag team division as they take on Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson of the OC. It comes up next live on SmackDown. Here we go, man. We're back in some tag team action here tonight from Hampton, Virginia. As here come the former inaugural World Tag Team Champions, Jimmy and Jay, the Usos.
Is a tag team match set for one fall. On the way to the ring, at a combined weight of 493 pounds, Jimmy The Usos.
The Usos then, ladies and gentlemen, trying to get back to winning ways as in singles action. These two men have both lost to WWE Champion Drew McIntyre over the past couple of weeks. They're now back in tag team action. They lost at Armageddon as a part of a tag team championship matchup against the Undisputed Era. We're going to get back to winning ways in the tag team division tonight. It's Jimmy and Jay returning to the blue brand and tag team action. Looking to take on Gallows and Anderson. Going to be a fun tag team contest and your penultimate match of the evening. We'll see how this one goes as Jimmy and Jay awaiting their opponents. And let's not forget, ladies and gentlemen, a huge return for Jimmy and Jay's family. The OTC, the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns, returns to action later on tonight in your main event following this contest. He takes on John Cena to be the first man to qualify for the Team SmackDown side of things at Survivor Series in the 4-on-4 elimination traditional Survivor Series contest. But right now it's the Usos taking on this duo, Gallows and Anderson, the OC, here tonight on SmackDown from Hampton, Virginia.
Their opponents at a combined weight of 505 pounds, Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows, the OC.
Recently on SmackDown, the OC losing out to tag team champions here in the blue brand, Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly of the Undisputed Era. Let's see if they can get back on track and try and knock off former tag team champions, the Usos, as Gallows and Anderson have had 0 wins since the first ever episode of SmackDown, all the way back over a year ago. Let's see if they can get a big win over former tag champs, the Usos, tonight on the blue brand in Hampton, Virginia. Gonna have to wait and see. But ladies and gentlemen, receiving word from General Manager of SmackDown, Teddy Long. Since SmackDown won the King of the Ring tournament and Seth freaking Rollins was crowned King of the Ring last weekend in Miami, it has been announced that even though Seth will get his WWE Championship matchup at the Royal Rumble Premium Live event, Seth Rollins will be a part of Team SmackDown without even a qualify, because his King of the Ring performance was enough to qualify, and he will be the team captain for Team SmackDown going down at Survivor Series in the 4-on-4 Battle of Brand Supremacy. So there you go, folks. You know, Aleister Black and Brock Lesnar are a part of Team Raw following their wins in qualifying matches this past week, and we know Seth Rollins, the team captain for SmackDown, and either Roman Reigns or John Cena will join them. We'll find out that in our main event following this contest. But right now it's Jimmy Uso and Carl Anderson starting it off, and Jimmy able to take down Carl Anderson, making a tag now to Jey Uso following the Dragon Screw leg whip. And here comes Jey. Big kick on Anderson. You know, Gallows wants the tag in. But right now it's main event Jey Uso. Going to isolate Machine Gun Anderson, but there's a nice leg lariat by Anderson. Now Anderson picking him up. Neck breaker on Jey. Looking good there. And Carl Anderson picking up to his feet once again. Irish whip going to send him into the official Charles Robinson, who wouldn't get out the damn way. Big kick again from Carl Anderson. Jey Uso though trying to stop him in his tracks in a big flying clothesline. And now he's acknowledging the Tribal Chief, who we will see in your main event tonight. The crowd live in Hampton, Virginia, very much on their feet and cannot wait to see the OTC return to SmackDown later on this evening. But right now it's Carl Anderson who connects with a beautiful backbreaker, making the tag now. In comes Luke Gallows. Big LG has arrived back on that scene in this matchup and drop kicking Jey Uso for his trouble. Now down goes main event Jey. And now Anderson watching on as Gallows, the legal man. Big elbow drop to the back of main event Jey Uso. Big man now legal. Jey able to duck, dive and dodge, and a big headbutt there. My that Samoan skull of main event Jey Uso, picking up Gallows and delivers a neck breaker now to the big LG. Elbow drop to the chest now by main event Jey Uso. Jey looking good here, gonna pick up Gallows. Not looking good for long though, with Gallows got him with a jawbreaker and a beautiful DDT. Running into it, not beautiful if your name is main event Jey Uso. Look, Gallows doing his thing there. Jey Uso gonna make a tag into Jimmy. Gallows gonna allow it, and here comes Jimmy Uso and Gallows now delivering the same fate to Jimmy he did. Jey with that big diving DDT, and then picking up the unlegal competitor Jey Uso and slamming him down there with a big shot. But now Jimmy from behind, and a rainmaker by Jimmy Uso. Incredible. Ripcord lariat, turning the big man. Inside out there was Jimmy Uso. And now going to pick up Luke Gallows, forearms, knife edge, chops, and Jimmy in the corner now. Whisper in the wind. Didn't get all of it, but enough to knock Gallows off balance. And now going to pick him up to his feet. Jimmy Uso looking to get it for a second time. This time gets all of it. Whisper in the wind on Gallows. Gonna pick up LG now. Super kick to the face. One in the back of the head. In for the cover now. Usos for the victory here on SmackDown. And there's Carl Anderson breaking it up and saving the day for the OC. And now Anderson gonna be sent to the outside of the ring. And now Jimmy Uso gonna fly here and take out Gallows on the outside. With a tope suicide over the top rope. Jimmy Uso flying. Taking flight here and doing his thing. And here we go now, tag made, back in comes main event, Jey Uso. Elbow drop to the back of Luke Gallows. Carl Anderson looks like he wants to be tied back in once again. Gallows runs in, oh big running shoulder tackle on Jey Uso there. Jimmy Uso trying to get him with a cheap shot. Gallows again, another big shoulder tackle. Now what's Big LG looking to do here? He's just taunting, but that's how you lose matches, Luke. But look at this here. Jey Uso's shoulders down, schoolboy on Gallows, scoring two and a kick out by LG. Because Gallows and Anderson only won one matchup here on SmackDown. It's a tag team match against the Undisputed Era on the first ever episode of SmackDown. They recently lost to the UE in tag team title match not too long ago as well here on SmackDown. But could get a big one back here, following that flapjack from Gallows on Jey, and Jimmy Uso on the count of one to make the save. This matchup continues here tonight on SmackDown as Jimmy gets sent to the outside. And Luke Gallows making that well-needed tag. In comes Carl Anderson now to do things with main event Jey Uso. All four men been tagged on this matchup frequently here, and now it's Carl Anderson taking the fight to Jey Uso. Trying to soften up Jey here, making the pinfall attempt. Here's the cover, shoulders down, kick out by Jey. Gallows and Anderson almost getting the victory there. Now Carl Anderson picking him up. Jey Uso able to shut him down. And now look at this. Jey picks him up. Out of the big neck breaker off the back suplex. Cover from Jey Uso. Leg hook, shoulders down. And Anderson kick out. At two by Anderson. And now Anderson getting picked up. Jawbreaker by the machine gun. And now Anderson, spine on the pin, beautifully executed. He used to cover up the spine buster on Jey, scoring two, and not enough. Only a 2 count for Carl Anderson there, man. Jey trying to roll to the outside. Anderson not going to let him do it, but Jey trying to catch a breather regardless. Going into the corner now. Carl Anderson right there. Oh, but Jey, nice counter. Stops him in his tracks, and they're going to send Anderson up on the tippy top rope. And now Jey Uso. Main event Jey here looking to fly up that top with Anderson. Avalanche back suplex off that top. Anderson needs to make a tag. In comes Luke Gallows. Gallows is in. Jey's right there. And Jey Uso, nice shot. And a spear! A spear there by Jey. Anderson's already in the ring and makes the save at the count of one. Jey Uso just speared Luke Gallows into oblivion as soon as Gallows got tied back in. Anderson back on the apron. Gallows getting to his feet, and Jey Uso gonna send Anderson off the apron, but Gallows from behind. Gallows to steal one here, but a counter by main event Jey Uso. And now Jey flown over out of the DDT. And now Jey making a tag. Back in comes Jey Uso. Gallows on the outside of the ring. Doesn't know where he is. Jimmy Uso's the legal competitor. Looking to fly here is Jimmy. Big Jim going over the top once again for the second time in this matchup. With a tope suicide over the top rope. Taking down Gallows. And they're going to send them back in. Big LG's in trouble. Picks him up. Jimmy went for a shot. Nice counter by Gallows. Now Gallows put him where he wants him here. Gallows pull on Jimmy. Here's the cover, and it's Jey making the save. Oh, he was not happy with that one, was Gallows, but there's a big splash off the ropes now. And then Luke Gallows going to send Jimmy Uso off the apron now. Jimmy getting to his feet, however. And now it's Gallows going to drag Jimmy Uso in a Corner here of the OCG. Now getting sent back off the apron. It's Jimmy and Gallows, the legal competitors here. But now it's Luke Gallows. Backing up Jimmy Uso and a big time power slam on Big Jim. Trying to fight him all the way around the ring here. Gonna send him in a corner face first off the top turnbuckle. Got him isolated in the corner. Big shot there. Another one, this time blocked by Jimmy Uso. And now Jimmy gets caught by Anderson. And now Gallows looking to take advantage. Shoulders down here. Schoolboy. Another one here for the OC. Scoring 2. Kick out by Jimmy. Almost had him there making the tag. In comes Carl Anderson. Machine Gun Anderson's here. Jimmy Uso clotheslines him down as soon as he gets back into the ring. And now Jimmy heading up to the tippy top rope here on Anderson's end. Trouble, the Uso splash from Jimmy. The cover, and there's Gallows making the save at the count of 1. Luke Gallows breaking it up, saving the day for his team here. And right now it's Carl Anderson back on the offensive, running neckbreaker on Jimmy Uso. And now going to pick him up here, and Irish whip him into the corner. Tag made, in comes Luke Gallows. This could be the victory here for the OC that they need to break out in the SmackDown Tag Team Division. Magic Killer! Gallows legal. Here's the cover on Jimmy. Leg is hook, shoulders down. Scoring 2. Kick out by Uso. The Usos stay alive in this tag team affair. And Luke Gallows cannot believe it. He is not a happy boy whatsoever, ladies and gentlemen. Off the ropes now. Gallows missing the splash again. Jimmy Uso able to stop him in his tracks. Super kick. And again. Caught him in the back of the head. Here's the cover. Leg is hooked, shoulders down. This is that here. 2 count. There's Carl Anderson at the count of 2 making the save again. My days. Big knee there. Stops him in his tracks. And now Jimmy Uso. Anderson again. Catching Jim. But this time Jimmy Uso. Gonna stop him and take him down. But there's Luke Gallows back in. Gallows with a big shot on a Jimmy. Jimmy will get the counter. And now Jimmy Uso. You got a man here, going to send him into Jay's corner here. Face first off the top turnbuckle, making the tag. In comes main event Jay Uso. This could be the end here for the OC in this tag team contest. One day! Beautifully done, finds its mark. Main event Jay in for the cover. Leg is hooked, shoulders down here. Scoring 2. And the Usos victorious here on SmackDown. The Usos getting back to winning ways. Here tonight live on the Blue Brand. Congratulations going out to Jimmy and Jay as once again Gallows and Anderson falling back to another defeat here tonight. Another defeat they are falling victim to. They cannot get going here in this series. They are always getting defeated by other tag teams here on SmackDown. But it's a great win for the Usos. They're back to winning ways in the tag team division and could be calling for another opportunity at the WWE Tag Team Championships. Congratulations to the Usos who are victorious here tonight, setting the pace for Samoan victory here tonight. Live on SmackDown from Hampton, Virginia. Because coming up next, it is now time for your main event of the evening. Who's going to join Team Captain, King of the Ring winner Seth freaking Rollins? A part of Team SmackDown in the 4-on-4 traditional Survivor Series elimination match. Will it be John Cena or the returning Roman Reigns? We find out next in your main event live of SmackDown in Hampton, Virginia. Right here, right now, next on SmackDown. As here comes one of the greats, if not the greatest of all time, who has still not yet won a match since been drafted over the SmackDown brand following SummerSlam. As a part of the Superstar Shake-Up and the transfer window that came with it.
Making his way to the ring from West Newbury, Massachusetts, weighing in at 251 pounds, the greatest of all time, John Cena!
That's right, Mike Roman is John Cena. Losing out to the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. Losing out to Braun Breaker and Adam Cole in triple threat action. Losing out to Seth freaking Rollins in the first round of the King of the Ring tournament. Rollins going on to win the entire thing. And he's already got a part of Team SmackDown at Survivor Series. But he will be in action next week as Rollins, as he goes one-on-one with the prize fighter Kevin Owens. If Owens is able to beat Rollins, he takes his spot in the Survivor Series matchup. Rollins is already in, but he could be out if Owens gets his way next week on SmackDown. Also going down next week on SmackDown, the undefeated WWE Champion is back on the scenes. Drew McIntyre returns to the blue brand for the first time since beating The Rock in his hometown of Miami last weekend at King of the Ring. He returns and he takes on another legend in Kurt Angle in next week's main event and non-title action on SmackDown. Then 2 more qualifying matches for Team SmackDown as part of the 4-on-4 traditional Survivor Series elimination match. The women's side sees Jade Cargill take on Liv Morgan one-on-one. The men's side sees a rematch from not too long ago before Armageddon. Adam Cole and Finn Balor.
165 pounds, Roman Reigns.
Correction there, that happened before Night of Champions back in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. Was Adam Cole and Finn Balor, but that's going down next week as another Survivor Series qualifying match for the 4-on-4 elimination matchup. All that and so much more going down next week live on SmackDown. You don't want to miss it, as well as this mega main event. 2 of the greatest of all time, John Cena and Roman Reigns, collide here on SmackDown for a spot on Team SmackDown at Survivor Series and the 4-on-4 traditional Survivor Series elimination matchup to join Seth Rollins or maybe Kevin Owens as a part of Team SmackDown at Survivor Series. We already know Aleister Black and Brock Lesnar have already qualified to Survivor Series. Bobby Roode and Jon Moxley will have the chance to join them next week on Raw as they two collide one-on-one in a qualifying match as well. And in 2 weeks' time, AJ Styles and Bray Wyatt will meet one-on-one on Raw as well. And then coming up in 2 weeks' time here on SmackDown, a massive matchup for a Survivor Series qualifying match. The American Nightmare Cody Rhodes battles the unpredictable badass Braun Breaker. So there's your matches for the 4-on-4 traditional Survivor Series Raw versus SmackDown matchup. Battle of Brand Supremacy qualifying matches for the men's side of things here in this series. But here we go, man. Your main event of SmackDown is underway. John Cena and Roman Reigns for the first time ever here in this series. Episode 199 of this Universe Mode series. And let's not forget, tomorrow's episode of WWE Dark sees a big 200 episode. That's the 200th special of this Universe Mode series. That's WWE Dark, and it goes down tomorrow night live right here on this channel. But right now it's Cena and Reigns jockeying for position here in the main event of the evening here on SmackDown. Cena flying in, big splash in the corner, taking down the OTC. Now it's John Cena. Big shots there on Reigns. Roman Reigns though able to fight back and now taking fight to Cena here. Big elbows in the corner now going to stop him on his tracks here, center of the ring. Down goes John Cena. And Roman Reigns going to pick him up. Big Uranagi setting him out, and look at this, acknowledging his tribal chief, acknowledging himself. And they're going to send the message to World Heavyweight Champion Samoa Joe with a big power bomb. Joe loves to do that. He done it to Big E this past week on Raw. For that big meaty showdown this past week. I cannot believe we're going to be episode 200 by the time of tomorrow. It's going to be awesome, ladies and gentlemen. You don't want to miss it. But John Cena now running in. Big crossbody kick out by the tribal chief on his return. We have not seen Roman Reigns since SummerSlam, since losing to the People's Champ, the Great One. The final boss and the man who challenged Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship at the main event of King of the Ring this past weekend. The Rock. The Rock defeating Reigns at SummerSlam. The Rock was the surprise opponent for Reigns, handpicked by SmackDown GM Teddy Long. And that was a great matchup we saw at SummerSlam. It was a great matchup we saw between Rock and McIntyre at King of the Ring. McIntyre hanging on to his WWE Championship. He'll be back next week on SmackDown as he is set to take on World Heavyweight Champion Samoa Joe at Survivor Series in the big championship tussle of Battle of Brand Supremacy between Raw and SmackDown. But right now Roman Reigns just hit John Cena with the Superman punch out of nowhere, and out in the corner looking to put away Cena, and his return to SmackDown, but Cena catching him with a knee, and now John Cena Setting up Reigns here for the beginning of the end, perhaps. Off the ropes now. You can't see me. 5 knuckle shuffle on the face of the Tribal Chief. Reigns is in trouble here, ladies and gentlemen. Cena setting him up for the end here. Picks him up. Got him. Attitude adjustment on Reigns. Here's the cover. Leg is hooked, shoulders down. Set on the ring. Scoring 2 and Reigns kicking out. This matchup rolls on. Who's going to join Seth freaking Rollins, or it might be Kevin Owens as a part of Team SmackDown in the 4-on-4 traditional Survivor Series elimination matchup for the men at Survivor Series in Houston in a few short weeks' time. Cena though, big kicks moving in the way as Roman Reigns. And a Reigns flying clothesline, down goes Cena. And Reigns picking up Cena, going to send him into the corner now. The Usos were victorious in our previous matchup just then, representing the bloodline with Roman Reigns. And now Reigns looking to make the bloodline very successful tonight. Big avalanche Samoan drop up the top by Reigns on Cena. Picks him back up once again. And an explorer suplex on a John Cena now. Reigns looking good, stomping away on Cena in his return. Been out hurt with an injury ever since SummerSlam. He is back tonight, making his return to SmackDown and look to do it with a vengeance against Cena in your main event. Reigns flies over the top, right in front of us here at ringside, with a tope suicida over the top rope. Incredible athleticism and agility by the Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns. Cena back into the ring now. Reigns looking to set him up and put him away here. Big elbow though by Cena. Right in the midsection of Reigns. There's Cena grabbing Roman. Look at this Emerald Flosion by John Cena now. And Cena pulling out some new tricks here against Roman Reigns. That's what you got to do when you're against someone with the caliber of the Tribal Chief. But Reigns now leeching onto Cena. Got him in a guillotine choke. Submission hold here. Reigns could make Cena submit for the first time since Bad Blood Premium Live Event in an Iron Man match against Kurt Angle. Reigns get the guillotine locked in. Will he go back to Survivor Series to represent his brand of SmackDown? If Cena wins this, Reigns will not be happy, because not only would Cena get the best of Reigns in his return, Cena would also be defeating Reigns and go on to represent Team SmackDown when he was originally a part of the Monday Night Raw roster, but was drafted over to SmackDown following the Superstar Shake-Up. But there's the 5 moves down from Cena, able to take down Roman Reigns. Big kick now, and Cena connects with corner into Reigns. Here's the cover. Cena now on a Survivor Series, scoring 2 and a kick out by the Tribal Chief. Unreal, man. Big stomps there. Oh, no spear! Nowhere! Rolls through him. There's the spear by Reigns. The cover on Cena to go to Survivor Series 2 count, and Cena stays in it. Cena stays alive. Reigns is in disbelief. He is shocked. He is furious. But this one rolls on in your main event, live on SmackDown this evening. Unbelievable. It's Roman Reigns. It's John Cena. Big fight field tonight on SmackDown for a shot to go to Survivor Series to represent Team SmackDown. Here comes Cena. Top rope. 5 knuckles shuffle off the top. Shoulders down on the Tribal Chief. Center of the ring. Cena to pick up his first victory as a part of the SmackDown brand. A very weak kick out. Very lazy kick out from Roman Reigns, who might not know entirely where he is right now. But I'll tell you where you are. You're in the main event of SmackDown. You're making your return to the WWE, and you could tap out to the STFU. Cena's gonna lock in tight. STFU. Center of the ring. Will Cena go to Survivor Series? Will Reigns submit here? Cena to punch his ticket to Survivor Series to be on Team SmackDown with Seth freaking Rollins, or maybe Kevin Owens. There's a locked in. Reigns in trouble, and Reigns fighting out of it. Even the main event of SmackDown in his return match to the blue brand this evening. Big shot to the gut, and here we go. Back and forth action as they're trading blows. Shot for shot here tonight. A slugfest is on our hands right here on SmackDown in the main event. Cena missing that shot. Roman Reigns with a big right hand. Didn't miss at all with that one. Cena missing again. Right hand connects from Reigns, getting all of it. Cena with a shot of his own. And here we go. What a flurry of offense between both of these superstars tonight on SmackDown. Reigns right hand. Cena missing the mark. And then Roman Reigns with that big Samoan skull delivers the headbutt onto Cena. Reigns is fired up right here on SmackDown. And now gonna set up Cena on the top rope. Roman Reigns now got him where he wants some. Avalanche back suplex off the top by Reigns. Cena's in trouble. Reigns to make good on his return to SmackDown. In the corner now. Setting him up. Spear! That'll do it. Here's the cover. Leg is hooked, shoulders down. Reigns take over the Survivor Series. 2 count kick out by Cena though. Unreal. Cena stays in it. Reigns is pissed. Reigns cannot believe his eyes, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my days. Now look at Cena here. Clothesline connecting. My God almighty. Now to the outside here. John Cena. Oh yeah. Look at that. John Cena now. Now face first off the hardest part of the ring. Well, not the hardest part of the ring, rather. That was just the ring post. The apron's the hardest part of the ring. But now Cena going to send Reigns back in. After hitting the ring post. Big elbow drop to the back by the greatest of all time, John Cena. Stomping away now on Roman Reigns. Now setting him up here. Once again for the 5-knuckle shuffle. John Cena got on the back. Here he goes. You can't see me. Bam! Down goes Reigns. Cena now setting up the tribal chief here for the end right now. John Cena to punch his ticket to Survivor Series. You can't see him. Big kick to the midsection. Attitude adjustment for the second time of the matchup. Cena now, can he capitalise? Has he got enough left in the tank? One arm draped over Reigns. Here's the cover. Shoulders down. Scoring 2. Kick out by Roman. Oh man, what a matchup in your main event. I feel like that momentary hesitation, the pause. Cena couldn't really capitalise. All in one swift movement, and that's what led to Roman Reigns kicking out and staying alive. And there's a running neck breaker by the tribal chief now. On Cena now back in the corner, looking to hit another Superman punch here. Gonna get him? Yes, he can! Right in the jaw, Cena. Here's the cover once again. Legs hooked, shoulders down, throw into the to Survivor Series, and Cena again stays alive. John Cena isn't a massive loser, we know this. Even though he's not won a match since being a part of SmackDown, he's had some tough tasks. With a lot of big stars here on the blue brand, including Reigns, but he could get the win right here. Second time of the match, STF locked in by Cena to represent SmackDown at Survivor Series. To join Seth freaking Rollins on Team SmackDown. STF locked in. Reigns in trouble in his return here on SmackDown. And Roman Reigns gonna get out of it. Big elbows there. Right to the head of Cena. Cena don't know where he is. Reigns right there. A spear! A spear by Reigns. Catching him there. And then Roman Reigns. Metal rope, he ain't done just yet. And there's a beautiful double axe handle to a grounded Cena now back in the corner. Fourth time of the match now. Cena in trouble and a spear again. Welcome back, OTC. Here's the cover, leg is hooked, shoulders down, scoring 2 and gets the win. Roman Reigns is going to Survivor Series to be a part of Team SmackDown, to represent his brand, the Blue Brand, alongside Team Captain and King of the Ring winner Seth freaking Rollins or Kevin Owens. We'll see who wins that one next week. But Reigns is on Team SmackDown, and that is not good for Team Raw. Congratulations, Roman Reigns, and welcome back to SmackDown. What a great matchup, folks, and what a great show it's been all round. That's all we have time for here tonight, live on SmackDown from Hampton, Virginia. Thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you tomorrow for episode 200 of this series on WWE Dark. Don't miss it, folks. We'll see you then. Have a good one, y'all, and take care. Peace.